Have you ever wanted to be a spy? Well then, this is the game for you. The game I'm referring to is a VR game titled Deceptive Reality. And today we're taking a close look at one of the best super spy VR games. The game has 3 different modes: the kill room, the story, and Sandbox. For your first time playing, I would highly suggest you play a couple minutes of Sandbox, pretty much just to get a feel for the game. To start, in front of you, you'll see an array of weapons, such as guns, a knife, wrench, and a brick. All weapons that can be found in the story mode. Now you can use these weapons to take down your enemies in a variety of ways, including hand-to-hand. The hand-to-hand combat in this game could potentially go up there with games such as Project Demigod. One of the reasons the combat is so good is because of our enhanced reflexes, pretty much just slow motion. And understanding how to use the enhanced reflexes is a skill you need to have before playing any other mode. Now, after defeating all the enemies, you might think that's it for the Sandbox, but you would actually be wrong. If you go back to where you spawned and go through this portal, there's a few more places you can go, like the arcade, which is actually the best place to start because it has 2 games you can play: Challenge and Endurance. Challenge is where you take down multiple levels of enemies. In each level, there's more and more enemies. Endurance is where you defeat multiple waves of enemies. And each wave, more and more enemies spawn. After playing the arcade, you'll need to try the infiltration domain, which is good for learning about the climbing system, which will come in handy in the story mode. After playing the Sandbox, I think you should be ready for the story mode. You'll get around 30 to 40 minutes of story. Now, I'm not going to spoil the story for you, but there are a couple highlight moments I want to point out from the story. First, anytime the game has you hack into something. The hacking in this game is possibly one of the coolest things I've ever done in VR. Most of the time, the hacking is done by placing your hand on a hologram and turning your hand in order to turn the hologram gear. You'll do this until you hear a clicking sound. Once you do, you'll hold your hand there until the hologram is done loading. Another way the game has you hack is when you need to hack into a computer. And now all you do is lay your hands at the keyboard and your fingers start to move. This may not look cool, but when it's your first time, it actually feels like you're hacking into a computer. Something else I want to mention about the story are these comic book style cutscenes. Because in VR, it's not easy to do cutscenes. But I mean, this is it. This is how you do it. And finally, the kill room. The kill room has 3 different locations you can find throughout the story mode, and they are filled with enemies. And you have to eliminate every enemy in the least amount of time possible. You'll start in the office, and you'll be given a couple options for what weapon you would like to start with. I personally start with the pencil, and then I switch to my guns. My record for the office is 11 seconds. You then use this elevator to go down to the next level. You'll once again be given a few options for weapons, but I would recommend just using your guns for this one. My record for this level is 10 seconds. And now we're on to the final level, which is actually my favorite level out of the kill room levels, because of how much cover you have to dodge the enemy's bullets. And my record for this level is 12 seconds. So if you have Deceptive Reality, or you're thinking about getting it, let me know in the comments if you beat any one of my records.